Hi, everyone. Hope that this message finds you well on this wonderful Isru Chag, following a beautiful Yontif season that we've all had. And certainly we hope and we're optimistic that we can take the inspiration of the holidays with us. I want to share with you a brief idea. You know, we spent a couple of drashas talking about the fruit of the Eitz Hadas, Rosh Hashanah and on Sukkot, talked about some theories about what that fruit was and what the meaning is, and the deeper meaning is. I want to just take a moment to reflect on not the actual fruit, but that story of the Eitz Hadas in another way. The Torah tells us that Chava gave, quite famously, to her husband to eat of this fruit. But the pasuk says, and Rashi is bothered by this as well. Vatiten gam isha. She gave to Adam, Adam Rishon, Ima vayochal. They ate it, and after she had eaten it, she wanted to make sure that he ate it because if anything were to happen to her, she wanted to happen to him. And of course, there's a certain kind of, I don't want to say pettiness, but there's misery loves company in a sense. It's the way that we're wired. And sometimes we want to be joined in our efforts, both in the positive and in the negative. But Rashi is struck by this. Why doesn't the Torah just tell us she gave it to her husband? Why does it say gam l'isha? Also means in addition to. So Rashi says it's in addition to something. And he quotes the Bereishit Rabbi, the Rabbanan, the sages tell us that it's in addition to the only other consumption that could be possible, which is the consumption of the animals. She shared it with her fellow inhabitants, those less developed or less evolved, if you will, the animals in Gan Eden, those less sophisticated beings, and they ate also. And there's an importance there because our tradition is that is also when animals experience mortality. Now, they don't have the same level of rationale or logic or discernment of the mind that we have. And therefore, their culpability is less on some level. And it's interesting to see why animals should be punished just because we're punished, whether it's Gan Eden or whether it's other examples that could be had. It's a fascinating topic. But the philosophical point or theological point, the point of responsibility that I think we should take away from this, whether indeed this medrash should be taken literally, that all animals develop mortality because they all ate of this tree when she had given it to them, a kind of expansion of the idea that misery loves company. But there's a contrast that there's one being, one animal, one bird that didn't eat from it. And the Medrash tells us that bird didn't develop mortality. It's an interesting aside. But what's clear is that our spirituality has an impact on our physicality. And we know this to be true because if we feel really good, that we can measure that. We can actually measure that biologically. We feel really badly about ourselves, or if we're spiritually in the dumps, that can be measured also. But not only that, what we do has an impact on our environment. We don't live in a vacuum. What we do, an important takeaway message is what we do impacts society, but not just society in terms of social beings, human beings, but the whole ecosystem, everywhere that we live, it impacts it. And I think perhaps the best example where we know this to be true, the flourishing of the land of Israel. The Jewish people are spiritually worthy, the land will flourish. And there's an impact there. But all of that underscores the most important yesod, this fundamental idea that we need to take responsibility because no matter what we do, it is our responsibility. For the better, for the worse, we have to make sure it's for the better. But Gan Eden, in the garden, mortality became routine because of that which humanity did, that which people did, both Adam and Chava, and then leading, in a sense, the rest of the physical universe. Now, our relationship to the physical universe is one in which we need to understand we play a pivotal role. We're not beholden to it. We can, on some level, have power over it. And that should give us a lot of inspiration that it's not a foregone conclusion what the environment will do to us, but we can have some control over our environment. And with that comes great responsibility. It means that we matter. It means that we can really make a difference. And if that's true in the physical universe, it's certainly true in the spiritual universe, because after all, our essence, who we are, that is more than just our physical existence. Our essence is spiritual beings, our soul. And if we can take this lesson from the Parsha and that story of Gan Eden and eating from the Eitz Hadas, we can take that to heart, and we can make sure we spend every day to the best of our ability, taking responsibility, having a positive impact, and realizing that we indeed can make a difference. And that's perhaps the greatest gift by our Creator. It's been given to us. I want to wish you all a great Shabbos, and may we all come to have a better understanding. The first Sedra of the year, and all of the Sedras that we're going to study together week in and week out. Thanks, and have a great day.